Namaskar. I am Dr. Nalini Avinash Wagmare, working as an associate professor at Tirat Maharashtra Vidyapeeth, Pune. This is my brief information in the first slide. Today's our topic is related to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, his life and works. So, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, full name is Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, was one of the very few Indians who struggled to restructure Indian society with the most egalitarian and humanitarian principles. He advocated social and economic democracy and insisted that without them, there would be no peace, happiness, and prosperity in India. Dr. Ambedkar was the greatest leader of the downtrodden masses. He has been known to the Indians as a great scholar, having extraordinary intellect and always involved in study. As a revolutionary, rebelling leader who prepared the untouchable masses to struggle against injustice being done to them, as a leader of the depressed people who made them conscious about their self pride, as a sculptor of the Constitution of India, as a well known law expert. So, Dr. Ambedkar has been recognized as an epoch maker leader in the history of modern India. He had the tendency to hold the banner of rebellion against the Indian social order, which had been carried on for thousands of years. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the multi-dimensional rebellion's leader of a socially depressed minority, a defeated, protested in religion and dissented in politics. Before and after freedom, a great constitution maker and militant minister, a profound scholar and public speaker, a jurist, Buddhist, but above all, fighter for human liberation on the social, economic, and political fronts. Uh, Nowadays, the students are interested to do research. While doing research on Ambedkar, we have to refer primary and secondary books along with English and Marathi books and do the survey and newspapers also used for do the research. So along with the field work, while doing their doing field work, they have to go to libraries. Plenty of books available and available in English, Marathi. Government published books also available on Ambedkar. So while we study the Ambedkar's was a as a great educationalist. He Ambedkar's 32 degrees. He got 32 degrees. Ambedkar was a jurist, economist, politician, social reformer, and writer. He was a prolific student and scholar who earned a doctorate in economics from both Columbia University and the London School of Economics. He was awarded the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor, posthumously in 1990. Ambedkar's books and newspapers. Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar was an author and journalist who wrote books and started several newspapers and periodicals to Dalit rights. His books, some of his books, there are so many books, include The Problem of the Rupee, Its Origin and Its Solution, 1923, Bahishkrit Bharata, 1927, The Annihilation of Caste, 1936, the newspapers, periodical. He started several newspaper periodicals, including Mukanayaka, a Marathi fortnightly newspaper that he started in 1920. The title translates to the leader of the voiceless or the hero of the dumb. Vaishkrit Bharat, a newspaper that he started in 1927 and ran until 1929. Janata, a newspaper that he started in 1930 and ran until 1956. Prabodh Bharat, a newspaper that he started in 1956. Samata, a periodical that he started in 1928. The title translates to equality. Then Ambedkar contribution to literature. Dr. Ambedkar has focused his attention on the problem of the caste in Indian society and also contributed to the sociological literature of the modern India. Ambedkar's works on caste in India, annihilation of caste, who were the Sudras, and the untouchables have shown the way for anthropological thinking in India. These works have a historical orientation, throw a critical light on the problem of the caste as the inhibited and controlling element in social organization and structure. Ambedkar has critically examined the problem of caste in our society in the light of historical evidence and explained how it became the fundamental criteria of social action. The other works are Muk Nayaka, The Problem of Repeats, Worrisome Solution by Skripal, already I explained. Abolition of caste system. Dr. Ambedkar himself a Mahar, the untouchable caste in this part of country. Dr. Ambedkar devoted his life to the abolition of caste system, to removing the stigma of untouchability from the society and to infusing a powerful breath of self-respect and self-help in the so-called untouchable caste of the country. As a scholar, Dr. Ambedkar went to the roots of caste problem and the Chaturvarna system in society and made an original sociological contribution in analyzing the mind-blowing phenomenon. Dr. Ambedkar has focused his attention on the problem of caste in India and also contributed to sociological literature. After convincing himself about the difficulties in destroying caste system, he resorted to constitutional means. He saw that the human rights principle of one of man can value, promulgation of Preventive Detection Act, emergency powers of the President, abolition of untouchability, equality before law, equality of opportunity, directive principles of state policy, etc. have been incorporated in the Indian Constitution only to see that the downtrodden and weaker sections could protect their interest in this caste-ridden society. Then Ambedkar devoted his life to the abolition of caste system, to removing the stigma attached from the society and infusing powerful breath of self-respect. The most important work done by Ambedkar for untouchable was that he taught his untouchable brothers to resist against the injustice being done to them and to struggle for their legal rights. He empathetically and sharply stated that the untouchable are citizens of this country and they have equal rights as any other citizen this country can enjoy in this country. Then Ambedkar single-handedly lifted the Dalits of the country from the morass of poverty, injustice, social rejection, inferiority complex, helplessness, and ignorance and gave them dignity, self-respect, as well as the will to fight for their own human rights. Dr. Ambedkar attacked the caste system, struggled to open the temples and water resources for the Dalits, tried to banish the concept of pollution by touch, experiment with political and social movements, only to demonstrate that the problem has no solution within the fold. Finally, he, along with millions of his followers, renounced Hinduism and embraced Buddhism, the only religion as he believed that was rational and compatible with modern science, a religion that would regulate the moral and ethical code of the man in the world of science. That's why Ambedkar convert himself into Buddhism. Then Ambedkar and Indian Constitution. Dr. Ambedkar was instrumental in providing reservation for backward communities, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes in services, central as well as state legislatures. The relevant provisions in the Constitution are included under the articles which protect these communities. Article 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 23, 25, 29, 35, 41, 124, 164, 244A, 275, 230, 232, 234, 235, 300 and, sorry, 275, then 330, 332, 334, 335, 338, 339, 340, 341, 371, A, 371B, and 371C. Then, while we see the protect the untouchables, then later on we try to understand how Ambedkar's works for the upliftment of women or emancipation of women. Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar was one of the very few Indians who struggled to restructure society. He advocated social and economic democracy and insists that without them there would be no peace, happiness. And Ambedkar criticized the traditional and conservative values and made Manu, the Hindu lawgiver, responsible for the decline of the status and dignity of women in India. Women's question for Ambedkar was related to the system of organized exploitation inherent in the Hindu social order. The social order aimed at establishing the dominance of Brahmanical class through a complex mechanism represented by the institution of the caste. Ambedkar's assumption that the atrocities like the female child marriage, ban on widow remarriage, widow widow marriage, widowhood, and sati are the result of the endogamous nature of caste system. Requiring male-female parity within the caste group is also questioned. While on the one hand, widowhood and even sati were practiced by women, on the other hand, men continued to practice polygamy and were also allowed exogamy. A higher caste male could marry lower caste women. This state of things disapproves assumption that widowhood and sati are out of the need for maintaining male and female parity within a caste system. So that's why right from the days of Mugh Nayak and Bahishkrit Bharat, the oppression of women remained a major plank of Dr. Ambedkar's movement. Bahishkriti Hitakarni Sabha focus was social, cultural, and economic advancement of the untouchable. He involved women in all the social struggles like Maha Satyagraha, temple entry movement. Women along with Shudras became victims of such an order which firstly placed Brahmanical class at a position of dominance, secondly developed an inbuilt mechanism of its maintenance, jurisdiction, and reproduction, and thirdly placed women and Shudras at a subhuman level. Then wherever he went, his message to the women of his community was that they should be educated, neat, and tidy in dress, and work and give up bad habits, shed their inferiority complex, get rid of this slavish mentality, be rational, and besides living a life with self respect, should live with their men on equal footing. He thinks that if the women are educated, their children will be educated. Women would inculcate in their children courage and inspire them with high aspiration, and they would contribute to the development of the nation as a whole by shaping the destiny of their children. Educated women should join social work to educate, organize, and unite all deprived women to make conscious of their rights and privileges. Because of his works for empowerment of women, many women participated equal with various fields. Men and women on equal footing. Ambedkar was the staunch supporter and prime mover of Hindu Code Bill. The Hindu Code Bill placed women at par with men in the matter of property, adoption, and marriage. It contains she can now choose her spouse from any caste, high or low, a privilege enjoyed by men only. She has been given absolute rights on her property. She can inherit as mother, sister, daughter in the property of deceased equate with sons. The adopted son cannot deprive her of her share in her husband's property. Girl can also be adopted. For adoption, wife's consent is necessary. A destitute man can claim maintenance from his more or fortunate wife. Ambedkar's speech on December 26, 1950, Dr. Ambedkar, while addressing a rally of 50,000 people under auspices of the Belgaum district branch of the Scheduled Caste Federation, stated, "The lack of moral courage and strength of the character of the women in India had come in the way of the bill, that is Hindu Code Bill, that had been drafted by him. None of the prominent women leaders were really interested in the social progress of our women, as Dr. Ambedkar declared. Most of the provisions proposed Dr. Ambedkar in the Hindu Code Bill was later incorporated in the four bills on Hindu marriage, succession, minority, and guardianship and maintenance passed in 1955 and 1956. Then Ambedkar always advised and finally told to our downtrodden people that it is the education which is the right weapon to cut the social slavery, and it is the education which will enlighten the downtrodden masses to come up and gain social status, economic betterment, and political freedom. If the untouchable to be abolished, it is the only education which will help in solving this problem, and education is the only savior for the downtrodden people, without which there will be no salvation for this unfortunate section of the of people of India. With this view in mind, he rightly stated number of arts, science. He rightly started number of arts, science, commerce, engineering, medical, and law colleges through the People's Education Society. Education, organization, agitation were the key words of this movement to secure the basic rights of the underprivileged sections of the society. Dr. Ambedkar's social justice, Professor Jadhav termed the concept of social justice as a mode of life, giving every man his right place in the society. Its represents may be to live honorably, to respect all, to injure no one, to give every man his due without any artificial discrimination in mind, unnatural declassification in society. In the values of justice, liberty, equal fraternity, dignity of human personality, the social justice Ambedkar. Ambedkar insists on social justice because it includes all kinds of justice, namely legal, economic, political, divine, religious, natural, distributive, and administrative, as also welfare of children and women. His name still has the same magnetic power over the millions of Dalits battling determinedly for equality. He continues to inspire them. Dr. Ambedkar was truly a great national leader. He was a great humanist. Still, Ambedkar thoughts relevant to all to establish a welfare state in India. Ambedkar was the view that social justice alone could lead to social harmony, social stability, and kindle patriotic feelings. To achieve this, the depressed classes have to educate, agitate, and organize themselves. Ambedkar's belief was that the Constitution should provide fundamental rights and equality, social, economic, and political, to all citizens. Then Ambedkar and the Constitution of India. Ambedkar was a member of the Constitution Assembly. He was also elected as the president of the draft committee of the Constitution Committee. As he had drafted the Constitution of India very carefully, he is admired as the sculptor of the Constitution of India. The Indian Constitution is the supreme law of the land that has provided us a sovereign democratic republic committed to the concept of a welfare state based on egalitarian values in which people are masters through their representative in the parliament response for democratic governance in the country. The draft constitution was the result of collective efforts of a galaxy of great leaders, legal scholars, and luminaries in the Constitution Assembly, such as Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Rajendra Prasad, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Sir Annadi Krishna Swami Iyer, etc., who successfully enacted the document under the stewardship of Dr. Ambedkar as the chairman of the drafting committee. The law of the land was finally adopted on 26 November 1949, came into force 26 January 1950, which marked the beginning of a new era in the history of India. Member of Drafting Committee, Father of Indian Constitution, then committee member and positions, then People's Education Society. Dr. Ambedkar set up hostels for untouchable students at different places like Panvel, Pune, Nasik, Solapur, Thane, and Dharwad with public donations and grants from district and local authorities. Having facility of free boarding to the hostel mates, these were of considerable help in spreading education among the untouchables. True colleges were open to untouchable students. Apart from financial constraints, social and cultural stigma also affected full development of their personality in the Hindu-dominated colleges. He established the People's Educational Society in July 2000, in 1915. The main objective was search after truth, start, establish, and conduct educational institutions or give aid to such institutions. In 1946, he started Siddharth College of Arts and Science in Mumbai. He gave a cosmopolitan character to the institution, which was open to all irrespective of caste and creed. Ambedkar was fond of learning as well as teaching. Whenever he visited colleges, he preferred to stay in hostels and mingle with the students. He repeatedly emphasized the need to explode the myth created by Hindu orthodox that the untouchable are incapable of learning. Ideal society. Ambedkar strived for an ideal society which is based on liberty, equality, and fraternity. He says positively, my social philosophy may be said to be enhanced in three words: liberty, equality, and fraternity. Let on one, however, say that I have borrowed my philosophy from the French Revolution. I have not. My philosophy has roots in the religion, not in political science. I have derived them from the teachings of my master, the Buddha. Then religious freedom. According to Ambedkar views, he gives an important place to religious freedom. He stands for individual religious freedom for the intellectual and spiritual enlightenment. Every individual should be free to choose his own religion. He was that the states should guarantee to all its citizens the liberty of conscience and free of the religion, inculcating the right to profess, to preach, and to convert within the limits compatible with the public order and morality. His ideal society in particular provides choice. So Ambedkar was a nationalist. Ambedkar was a fervent nationalist. He stood second to none in strengthening the process of building our nation. His patriotic contribution to the cause of freedom at the Round Table Conference and his statement, like stand in the Constituent Assembly, will long be remembered and cherished by the Indian nation. As a light of nation, he enlightened the path of progress and imagined the future of the country. However, his pragmatic approach to the Indian social and political problems enabled him to become one of the greatest revolutionaries in the 21st century. Then, how his thoughts relevant to us? In the sum of achievements, Ambedkar extended the entire gamut of evolution of India's freedom. His life is a constant reminder to us of how much we owe to society to get world the evils born out of prejudice and custom. Built up a society where there is no distinction between man and man, since human beings are not bound by any barriers. Then humanity is the main principle profound in Ambedkar thought and work. For the welfare of all, he adopted humanity concept in this society. Ambedkar practiced what he preached. So gave equal opportunity to one and all without concern caste, class, sex, and community. It is the responsibility of a new generation of enlightened men and women, especially of those who belong to the weaker section of society, carry forward the mission of the movement. Dr. Ambedkar with renewed vigor, determination in this. It is high time to introduce need-based education in our country to make our country economically and culturally independent. Life education by Ambedkar may be a good model for us. Ambedkar, among service to the country and humanity in general, are the emancipation untouchable, drafting of Constitution of India, revival of Buddhism in the land of its origin, equality, liberty, fraternity are the ideals that Ambedkar propagated for unifying the nation and also for building a genuine and ensuring democratic system of country. Many of Ambedkar thoughts relevant to social justice help us to solve social problems in modern time and give self-respect, confidence, and human rights to one and all. Then the position of education among the scheduled castes is still unsatisfactory. So more proper Ambedkarism is required in modern time. Hence, Ambedkar advocated the importance of the social justice to establish casteless society for the full development of individual society and country as a whole. So today, Baba Ambedkar is relevant not only in India but also overall. America had accepted him as the symbol of knowledge long ago. Recently, grand statue of him was also established called Statue of Equality. The whole world is acknowledging the strength of Ambedkar's humanitarian ideology. In conclusion, it would be no exception to say that Baba Sahib Ambedkar inspired people throughout his life for the humanitarian ideology. So ideology is relevant even today and will always be. Today, not only our country but the whole world needs to adopt ideology of Ambedkar. So these are the reference I can refer for prepare this PPT. You can also refer it. So these are the reference books. For more details, you have to refer it. Only highlighted in this lecture, Ambedkar's works for nation. When we study the Dalit movement in 19th and 20th century, so this lecture will be helpful to you. Thank you. For more details, Ambedkar's online books are also there, sites are also there, his speeches are also there. So you can also refer those things.